How's it going, everybody? I'm putting together a quick video highlighting this month's challenge, and it's quite interesting. Our kindness crew got together at St. Mary's Hospital, and we heard a story from a librarian from one of the poorest schools in Washoe County. And we caught up with the St. Mary's Sealant program, which basically provides free dental care to 20 of the most impoverished schools in northern Nevada, to hear about ways where we can make a bigger difference in the lives of children in our local community. And so we caught up with them, and we also heard some stories from the students themselves.
Well, another colleague and I went and did home visits last year, and what they would get the most excited about was to show me the books that they had, because I was the librarian, and they would bring out one or two books that were totally disheveled, torn up, pages missing, and that was all they had, and it happened visit after visit after visit.
We do hear a little bit about their home life. There are some kids saying, oh, well, we can't afford to go to a doctor or go to a dentist or, get some of the necessities that every child needs. They just can't afford it. And some of the kids, we're with a babysitter all the time because the parents are always working. Yeah, so it's some of the stories that we hear are kind of heartbreaking.
Well, you see, my mom, when she was small, she was so poor that she didn't go to school. So she always tells me she wants me to learn how to read and learn more and more, so I could learn to read, because she didn't do it when she was small.
The excitement that I saw for reading inside of the Lauder library was astounding. Parents are urging their kids to learn in hopes of living a better life than they had. And while I walked through the aisles, I saw students helping other students with words, discussing what they think is about to happen in their story, or working ever so diligently to sound out every single syllable.
And so I also like it because every time when I read, I like to picture it like I'm there, I'm feeling it, I'm doing that.
My favorite kind of books are action and fantasy books, where they do stuff that you wouldn't really be able to do. Those are really good books to me. Those are my favorites.
The thing that I love the most is when two kids pick the same book and they're reading it together here in the library, and one gets excited for one reason and another gets excited for another reason, and then they share that, and then together they're experiencing the book from a joined perspective, and this enthusiasm and this confidence that comes together, because most of the kids at the school are second language learners. So first they're thinking in Spanish, and then they've translated it, and so if they can have enthusiasm, it's a pretty big deal for a lot of them, and that's where the confidence comes in. So if they can do that at home, that's even better. When I would ask them questions about, how are you doing with your reading logs and your reading homework, and they say, I don't have a book at home, it just broke my heart, because to me, I always had books as a kid. I had plenty of books, and it took me a while to realize that they don't have books because this is not a resource that they can fund.
You got to think about it. Toothbrushes, floss, you can get them at the dollar store for $1, but books are much more expensive than a toothbrush. So if they can't even get a toothbrush and floss at home, then I don't see how they're going to afford to get a book.
And this brings us to our challenge. Over the next 30 days, we set a goal to collect 10,000 books for the children of Lauder and surrounding schools, so that way they can build their own home library. Now, the good news is because of our partners at Grassroots Books, you can turn in any type of book. It could be a health book, a business book, or even the last Twilight book that you read. Each one is going to be transformed into a grade appropriate book that we can give out to the students at the end of the month. Now, we're going to be collecting all of the books at St. Mary's inside of the cafeteria, where we hope to create a pile of 10,000 books to symbolize the acts of kindness coming together from the entire community. Now, we would love to have you guys on board to go in and collect as many books as you can, so we can truly make a difference in our local community. So get involved, go online, and visit us at thinkkindness.org.
I learned about a book about sharks, that sharks don't really want to eat humans. They just see something floating up, and then they go up and they just think it's like an animal, and they eat it.